Why you had to make me go call up my side guy? Can't let a F-boy F up my nice vibe. Yo, Ariana, come let me get you a high five.
The light is coming to give back everything the darkness stole. The light is coming to give back everything the darkness stole. The light is coming to give back everything the darkness stole.
Alright, y'all, so I'm just going to start off and give y'all a rough definition of what mental health is, and then we're going to go from there. So, mental health is an individual's state regarding their emotions and mentality. And the tip that I have with that is, or I guess this is just a statement, but depending on your situation and what point in your life you're in, whether it be a positive or negative state internally, it will reflect in your life externally. So whatever feelings it is that you're harboring, no matter how much you try to hide it, baby, I'm the queen of that. Let me tell you. This is from experience. If you ain't got to learn the hard way like me, please tap in and listen. I'm dropping free gems. If you, I'm just saying, don't be like me and don't learn the hard way. It's no fun. It's no fun at all. But yeah, like, if internally you're feeling turmoil, it'll start to reflect. It'll reflect in the people that you attract to you. It'll reflect in the things that happens within your life. It'll reflect financially. And then also, same thing with positivity. Abundance will be attracted towards you. You'll have more blessings. You'll attract better people. It just really depends on where you are and what your mind state is. Seeking help is okay. I actually speak to a therapist. I love her to death. I can't really disclose info, baby, because y'all already know, like, legal stuff, but she's wonderful. I probably talked to her for about a bit over a year. I don't know the exact dates, but I can honestly say, like, since having my journey with having a therapist, it's one of the most emotionally fulfilled relationships that I have, because I'm not really a person that opens up, but I've learned to over time, and it's helped me not only with my communication, but with my sanity and, like, in general, because y'all, this is gonna be something that we don't want to talk about, but we gonna do it. And being a minority is not really discussed. The mental health isn't really discussed as much as it's supposed to be. It's kind of something that's swept under the rug. And for whatever reason, minorities always think that they have to be strong. That we have to carry all the weight of the people before us, ours, and the people that came after us that we brought into this world. But sometimes certain burdens are very heavy to carry, and we shouldn't have to carry that alone. One, and we don't know how we're carrying it anyways. We're not even carrying it the right way. How can you carry a 50-pound backpack if you don't have certain things strapped down, compartmentalized, and, like, you know, just like when you're camping, they have certain backpacks for it. They have certain tools. They're equipped with certain things in order to carry the load. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's things that aren't really taught to us, and it's things, conversations aren't being had, and we've been conditioned for so long that it's just, it becomes very uncomfortable. And this should be something that's normalized. Like, we need to break these curses. We need to come up out of these chains, these bondages, because all it's doing is creating fear within the next generation, within the next generation, within the next generation. And then people wonder why you can't move forward. It's the mindset of fear. You can't operate from fear. So yeah, y'all, that put me on a tangent. That's gonna have to be a whole different video. But anywho, moving right along. The state that you're in currently mentally will affect your decision making. So if you're in a depressed state, and say you have a friend group, you're dating, whatever the case may be, if you're not in the right mental state, you'll start doing things out of the ordinary that you normally wouldn't do. People will invite you to things, or they'll invite you to do things, and you'll be like, sure, what do I have to lose? Not thinking that's a short-term reaction, and it's a temporary fix for something that is internally going through you. And had you actually been doing the work in order to heal and isolating yourself during that time and feeling what you need to feel, you wouldn't be operating, or you wouldn't be making the decisions that you're currently making that could end up harming you more so in the future, long term. Also, with not taking care of your mental health, I've found this out the hard way, y'all. 'Cause I'm only speaking from experience. Not everyone's mental health journey is going to be the same. I can just give you the knowledge that I've acquired over time with the things that I've dealt with and with the things that I've seen. But pretty much it's just, you can become very toxic to other people, places, or things depending on how much you're suppressing your emotions, how much work that you're not doing. If you're not taking care and actually healing your feelings and the things that you've gone through, or whatever situations may have occurred and wrongdoings to you, if you're not healing that, you're going to start reacting to things and having triggers and not even knowing that you're being triggered, but almost everything's going to trigger you, and you're not going to be aware of it simply because you haven't done the work to heal and be able to identify it. So then you're pretty much operating in a fight or flight response in the day-to-day life, and that's not good. You'll burn a lot of bridges doing that. And not only that, you won't be able to trust yourself in making day-to-day judgment calls. It'll become to the point where you'll think you're crazy, and in reality, you're not crazy. You're just not healed, and you don't trust you. So of course you're going to operate a lot differently. Ooh, are y'all ready? I said a little bit about it earlier, but depending on what your energy's like, I hate to say it, but you will attract that to you. It'll be like a mirror. So say that you're not in the best state and you attract someone and you get in a relationship with them while you're not in your best state. These people, or even things, depending on just, whatever situation you want to create in your mind. But I'm going to just use a person right now because it's easier to make this analogy for y'all to understand. So say you're in a low point and you attract a relationship. You attract this relationship, but when you're in this relationship, you start to notice a lot of toxic traits, a lot of red flags. Little do you know, you're attracting that because you're displaying that. Even if it's not a public display of these things. Essentially, these two people are just mirroring each other. Toxic 1 and toxic 2. They're just mirroring traits and bouncing off. Because nobody's really done the healing. And because you're not healed, you've attracted that in your life. It's just like a magnet. Positive and negative. But they're both operating from negative. But you get what I'm saying. Y'all ready for this one? It can cause you to repeat karmic cycles and habits that are harmful to you. So karmic cycles being your relationship with others, your relationship with your family, how you interact with other people, your relationship with money, your relationship with keeping a job, just how you are in your environment as a whole. And it can also allow you to maintain horrible habits. Maybe you're a alcoholic. Maybe you're a person that consumes a lot of drugs, that likes to party, that likes to stay busy. Maybe you're a workaholic. All of these things are stemming from you not really wanting to address the problem that's at hand. So you distract yourself with something else, no matter what it is. If it becomes excessive and it's more of an escape, that's when you've created a problem. And the thing about mental health is once you accept it, it's a lot easier to heal. But if you stay in a denial state, it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and a lot more overwhelming. Y'all, we getting into the thick of it. Don't be ashamed to seek help. It is okay if you need to get help. It is okay to talk to someone. It's okay to listen to podcasts. It's okay to journal. At some point, realistically, we're just going to be honest, completely candid. At some point, everyone has felt a low point within their life. Don't get on here capping, talking all that nonsense. Click out the video because we're not doing that. At some point, everyone's felt negative emotions towards the state that they were in or emotions about themselves, and that's okay. Accept that and be willing to reach out, because sometimes we need assistance, and that's just what it is. It's just what it is. It's a part of life. And then whenever you get healthy, you can pay it forward and help somebody else. You never know. There might be a lot more people than you think that are feeling the same way that you do. And that's okay. That's what we're here for. We're spiritual beings going through a human experience. Honor yourself, your feelings, and your thoughts, whether they be negative or positive. Honor what you feel. Other people may not understand it, but it's still your feelings. If that's how you feel, accept it, journal about it, and be completely honest with yourself. Don't allow people to take advantage of your boundaries. And granted, you might not be in the best mental state, but once you start to honor what you feel internally, it will allow you to move forward with healing and with growing. That's just how it works. But you have to establish that that's part of the mental health journey. And it also goes in with self-love as well. But you have to be willing to accept the good and the bad feelings that you come across. We're human. We're not, it's unrealistic to think that you can be liked all the time. That's not real. It's definitely not. We're half and half, good and bad. That's just how it goes. You need to accept and release whatever the feelings you have are, and do the work that suits you, specifically to you, not what everyone else thinks, to move forward and heal in the best way that works for you. Period. Journaling and shadow work definitely helped me a lot on my journey. I have this book. It is Awaken Your Inner Goddess by Dr. Tara. I don't know her last name. I'll definitely put the link in the description box. But that is like one of my go-to books. Y'all, they have a few other ones. If I remember the other two that I came across in Five and Below, I'll link them down below. But definitely invest. If you don't necessarily want to talk to someone, invest in one of those journals. Journal, get your thoughts down, and it really does help having that clarity and being able to see it on paper and understand and kind of break down the different layers and the things that might have contributed to a lot of the mental health issues you might have now. It's okay. It definitely will help you heal and rebuild, because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Big fact. Yes, so find routines that help lift your frequency, that make you happy. So do yoga, work out, go to a cooking class, go to the library or to a bookstore, go to the animal shelter and volunteer. But whatever you feel called to do in order to make you happy, whether it be helping another person, helping an animal, or just getting out and doing things that you like, it's okay to do that for yourself. It's okay to love yourself, to invest in yourself. And self-care and self-love, it's not always investing in your business, putting all your time into work into other people. Sometimes it's putting aside those few quiet moments for yourself. That's okay. That is completely okay to do. Support groups can help as well. If you don't really know where to start, but you like to talk, and maybe you spend so much time alone it's not necessarily comfortable, or you don't feel like, you know, like you're really getting anywhere doing it by yourself, they do have support groups that you can look into, or you can actually reach out to different, I forget what it's called, but you can do it through the city. You can look for different therapists, different therapy groups, or whatever specific to your mental health and what your issue may be. They do have different groups for it. I'll definitely put a link below from the, I'm trying to think of what the association is. Y'all, let me not lie to y'all. I'm going to see if I can find the link. And if I do end up coming across the link, it's definitely for mental health, but I don't remember what organization specifically. I believe I have it bookmarked on my laptop, but if I find it, I'll drop it in the description box because I don't want to just be trying to throw stuff out there. And lastly, yeah, accept the good and bad within yourself. And if a trait you see as bad, is unfitting, and it's something you're uncomfortable with, like I said, definitely reach out for help and then do what you need to necessary in order to change it and put your best foot forward. And that's all you can do. We're human, so take it one day at a time. Don't punish yourself. Like, be patient with yourself and just know that it takes baby steps. Baby steps create a masterpiece. Do you think that the Mona Lisa was created in a day? No, I think not. So on that note, y'all, thank you guys for tapping in and tuning in. Until next time, stay blessed, and we out. Peace.